Hey, Sosana family, cryptos, degens out there, especially those in the Solana network. Wanted to get out a really quick video to you guys just to kind of help you understand very quickly what makes Sosana, this project on the Solana network, so special. First of all, you have to understand the mission behind shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished is twofold. One is to bring back this awareness. And I know that a lot of people do, but a lot of new people coming into crypto, they may not fully understand it, right? But this awareness that there's a problem, right? There's a problem, but it's not a problem with Solana per se. It's a problem with the bad actors within Solana, right? The rug pulls, the scammers, the bad devs, all the people that are part of that network, that are part of that ecosystem because they just launched some token on Pump Fund, they're part of the problem. And I'm going to show you real quick how Sosana is going to become the solution. And right away, when you come to the website, which is Sosana that's SOSANA.io, you're going to be able to see that it's all about this acronym here, shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished, because that resonates with people that have been in the Solana space and the ecosystem, that have been through so many scams, even opportunities that appear or projects that appear to be legit, right? They get involved, they realize very quickly that it's not a legitimate project, that there's not even a real team behind it in many cases. And so if you scroll down this website, I want to make sure that you guys go and watch this Rick and Morty cartoon. It's only 1 minute and 40 seconds. It's going to really get to the heart of what we go through, right? With these funny characters in this funny little parody. It's a great little video. David Track, our main founder. I am Mark Ross, again, your co-founder. And David did an incredible job with the script and the cartoonist, and the way he put that together was just phenomenal. So thanks, David Track, for your work. And pretty much this whole website. I mean, this is really his creation. I only helped him a little bit here and there, on the website aspect, and then I helped him develop the utility of this, which we think, again, is going to save the Solana ecosystem. I should really say the ecosystem more than the network, because Solana network doesn't necessarily need to be saved. It's the Solana ecosystem that needs to be saved so that people can find a way to find quality projects and avoid all of these scams and pump and dumps, and that's what Solana is all about. And so I'm going to give you an example of why this utility works and why it's so special. And you guys already know the problem. The problem is that people are getting hurt and people are getting disillusioned and people are, running away from crypto in many cases because they've lost their money and they're not happy. But this is going to create a safe haven. And how? Well, if you're used to the Solana network and you understand the ecosystem already, you realize that most of the projects out there offer this, what they call a selling point, which is, as you can see, we have a buy and sell transaction tax of 3% in, 3% out. Their selling point is normally 0% buy and sell taxes. How wonderful it is. And here's the problem. The problem is, whenever you go to look at the charts on these, the first problem, of course, of not having a transaction tax is that because the Solana network itself has such low gas fees, and then these tokens are coming out with zero transaction to help their community, unlike us. What they're doing is they're creating a breeding grounds for bots, sniper bots, to come in and just literally steal the liquidity from the community, really, because that liquidity pool is there for the community. It's not there for these bots to come in and just leech off of, which is what they do. And you guys have probably seen it many, many times where you've gone to the chart and you've seen a buy for like $10,000, and then probably 15 to 30 seconds later, you see a sell for $10,050, where that bot literally just leached $50 out of the community. Okay, we are getting rid of the bots with our 3% transaction tax. But what it also does is it puts that money back into the community in this way. 1% of it actually goes to the liquidity pool, helping to stabilize the price. Once we actually start putting tokens more and releasing them into the liquidity pool, it's going to pair up that Solana, and it's going to increase our liquidity pool and stabilize the price for you, the community, right? Give you that rock solid foundation. But the next thing it's going to do is 1% of that 3% is also going to go towards marketing, because every project needs help marketing. And so the community is going to be responsible for helping fund the marketing of the SOSANA project. And then the third way is the biggest way, okay, is it's actually going to have, let me go up here for a second. I'm just kind of scrolling through this website for you guys. Don't want you to get lost. I'm going to highlight this part, 1% to the DGen voter bonus. Okay, it's used to buy the winning token and airdrop it to the voters who backed the winner. Now, what I just told you is historical. What I just said to you has never been done in the history of crypto, let alone the Solana network. That has never been done. And to help you understand that utility, I'm going to scroll up here to the top and I'm going to help you understand. You're going to see this little button here on the website that says nominate or vote. This is our DApp, decentralized application, that's going to allow you to click on it. And if you want to nominate your favorite project on the Solana network in the SOSANA back office, you can actually nominate your favorite project. All you have to do is hold $500 worth of SOSANA, which gives it that built-in staking mechanism, which of course helps grow the project, right? But at the same time, the reward you get is that if you nominate the winning token, the whole community is going to vote on it, right? If you win that nomination, you're going to receive a reward of $500 in SOSANA, okay? SOSANA tokens sent directly to your wallet, right? In order to vote for your favorite project that you see nominated, all you have to do is hold $50 worth of SOSANA, and then you can vote. Now, every vote occurs in currently, as we speak, 2-week rounds. There are 2-week rounds, and they begin on a Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern until 2 weeks from that Sunday, 14 days, the following Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, where the vote, a 24-hour window from 7 p.m. Eastern Sunday to 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday begins. So you can log in with your wallet. If you have $50 in SOSANA, you connect your wallet. Now I'm going to show you real quick, just kind of give you a rundown. You select a wallet, of course. I'm going to connect my wallet. I'm going to select Phantom. And it just connected my wallet, okay? It shows you my little balance here, my SOSANA balance, and then basically it shows you the price right now is 0.0698. It shows you we have a very, I mean, this shows you how small we are, folks, right now. Unbelievable. What I believe, without giving you financial advice, I believe is an incredibly, ground floor opportunity. Again, that's just my opinion, not speculation. I'm not making any guarantees. But what you'll also see is the voter reward pool currently is worth 16.08 SOL, which is really, pretty significant for this low number of holders. But you can imagine as this grows, 1% of every single buy and sell transaction goes into this reward. And in order to win part of this reward, you simply vote for the nominated token. Now, there are 8 nominations currently from our holders. A lot of people are probably going to be waiting. We have 4 days and 4 hours and 52 minutes and 50 some seconds, right, until the first vote occurs. When that happens, 4 days from now, I think you're going to see a few more nominations. A lot of people are probably waiting to the end because they want to continue to research and make a decision on what they want to nominate. But what will happen is you're going to be able to then connect your wallet that Sunday. That this is going to be April 13th coming up, Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. You're going to log in, connect your wallet, and you're going to be able to choose from these 8, currently 8, probably more by that time, but 8 nominated tokens. And if you do your research and you're trying to find the most quality project out of all those nominations, and you pick the winning token that gets the most votes, we're going to have a eventually top 10 list, in this case top 8, right? We're going to show all the votes to everyone at 7 p.m. That's 24 hours later from the time they voted the following day. Now, I want you to think about the power of the synergy of what I'm about to explain to you. This is what I believe will become, again, without speculation, without guarantees, without any kind of financial advice, I believe, me and David Track believe, and many people in our community believe, that SOSANA is going to fix the Solana ecosystem, because we're going to create a safe haven where people like you can join our community, and every 2 weeks can vote on your favorite project, where the cream will rise to the top. Remember, everyone's motivation is to vote for what they think token is going to win the vote. So they're going to try as hard as they can. They're going to be super motivated in this decentralized DApp to pick the winning project. And what's that going to do? That's going to forge all of these nominations through the fire of strength in numbers in the community, and they're going to vote for what will become the best project. It's going to really, it's not going to guarantee that it's a quality project. I'm not saying that. But what it's going to do is it's going to greatly increase your chances of finding a quality project. Now, isn't that a kind of neat way for people in the Solana ecosystem to build their portfolio with quality projects? Now, we're not talking to the pump and dump gamblers out there. We're talking to people who really realize that when it comes to investing, the turtle wins the race. If you can build a long-term portfolio full of quality projects, we believe that's the best strategy rather than the lottery mentality of buying tokens off of pump fun and hoping for the best. We think this is the best strategy, and I think that you'll agree with us when you think about it, right? But that's going to bring the number one nominated or voted for nominated token to the surface in 24 hours. And at 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday, that vote is going to be revealed only to those that are registered, holding minimum $50 worth of SOSANA, where they can connect their wallet and see the winner. Now, here's what's amazing. Think about this. Remember the voting reward pool. Right now, this is, folks, nothing compared to what we believe will go viral in the future. We believe this thing could become enormous. But again, no predictions. We're just kind of throwing that out there. You think about it. Now, as this community grows, they're going to be coming in here, and they're going to be looking at this voting reward pool. What's going to happen is with the winning token, an hour later from Monday 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday night, people are going to have an hour to really research the winning token and decide if they want to add it to their portfolio. Do they want to get in? Because they already know that it's been voted for, but imagine what's going to happen, the synergy this can create in the community to pick their favorite projects, to give a safe haven for people that are looking for a way to really kind of, I like the way Travis Wright put it, proof of meme, right? A lot of them are going to be meme coins. Some of them are going to be technology. Some of them are going to be other types of utility like AI. We know how popular that is. Maybe real world assets. We don't know. But the community is going to pick their favorite nominated token. And you're going to find out an hour, listen closely, an hour before the voting reward buys that token and airdrops it to the voters who voted for that winning token. Now think about the synergy. I want you to let that sink in for a second and how powerful this can become once SOSANA, we believe, will go viral. What's going to happen? That means that at some point you're going to be logging in and imagine this. Let's just throw out a scenario. Again, I'm not making predictions. I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I'm telling you what I think could happen, and if it happens, what will happen next, right? I'm going to give you a cause and effect scenario, a crypto scenario that I think is so powerful. I want you to think about this. What's going to happen if we do go viral? If this project grows, we're going to do something that has never been done before in the history of crypto, and the utility itself, we believe, can truly save and bring credibility back to the Solana network. So what happens if this voting reward gets bigger and bigger and bigger? What happens? Well, all of the nominated tokens, there's going to be more and more, and eventually we know there's going to be some sort of a limit to that. We don't want thousands of nominations, right? But remember, you have to hold $500 in SOSANA in order to nominate your favorite token, so that at least keeps that down a little bit, right? It helps us bring in a lot of nominations, but also focus on quality over quantity, right? But if you pick that winning token, and let's just say we had, I'm just going to throw it out there, really, really successful projects have millions, sometimes even tens of millions of transactions. When you consider buys and sells both combined, 1% of those every single day, every single transaction, whether it's a buy or a sell, is going to add to this voting reward. If this voting reward gets enormous, okay, we're talking about, let's just throw out a number. Let's say we had $10 million in transactions. That means the voting reward would be $100,000 worth of Solana sitting in this voting reward. Okay, let's say we had 100 million transactions in a 2-week period. That means we would literally have $1 million sitting in this voting reward. What do you think voters in the thousands are going to do if at Monday at 7 p.m. they log in because they have $50 minimum in SOSANA sitting in their wallet, and they find out what that winning token is? What do you think they're going to do if they see a voting reward pool that is enormous? Now, if you were to go and look at our SOSANA chart, which by the way is very bullish, I mean, this is so early in our development, right? I mean, so early. Our market cap, it says 6.2 million. I should actually take you to the DEX tools because DEX tools is more accurate. It's actually half that because DEX Screener only recognizes our full supply and doesn't realize that only 49% of the supply is in circulation right now. So let's go to DEX tools, where you actually find the real market cap, because DEX tools has picked up the true circulating supply of SOSANA. We're going to get that real quick, pull that up, and help you see. I should have had this ready, folks. I'm sorry I didn't, but here we go. So if you pull up SOSANA, I'm just going to type in SOSANA. There's only one SOSANA, folks, and only will be one SOSANA, because this is the shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished. It's SOSANA on the Solana Network, right? If you look at that, the actual market cap is 2.97 million. Now let's just say that the community, again, just a scenario, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but let's just say that in a small market cap, the community fell in love with the project and voted that project to be number one. I don't care if it has a 2.97 million market cap, maybe it's a 10 million market cap, heck, it might even be a 50 million market cap, but chances are it's going to be one of the lower market caps, but we'll see. We'll let the community make that decision. But when they make that decision, imagine if the voting reward is sitting there and it has $10,000, $100,000, to, $250,000, $1 million sitting in this voting reward pool. What do you think the community is going to want to do before that voting reward pool goes onto the chart and actually purchases in this order block that token before it airdrops it to all the people who voted for that token? What do you think is going to happen? I think I'm going to let you decide that. I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to let you make that decision, because if you're listening to me very closely, I think you already know what's probably most likely going to happen, right? What is most likely going to happen? Well, what's also going to happen when the voting reward an hour later, so when all of those voters have had time to know where the token's going, not just whether or not they want to add it to their portfolio, which is going to be up to them. They can make that decision whether they want to add it to their portfolio. But what's going to happen if this goes out and buys it, and it's a big pool, which we think, as this thing grows viral, folks, be so glad. Sometimes people look at projects and like, oh man, it's only got 116 holders, I can't trust it. On the Solana network, I don't blame you for thinking that way, because when you look at a brand new project, you can't normally trust it. But you got to understand, me, Mark Ross, David Track, we're the co-founders of this project, SOSANA. And if you look at us, we're fully doxed. We're out in the open. We're going to be holding AMAs. I'm doing this video right now for you, right? There's tremendous credibility and amazing utility in this thing. I want you to just consider adding SOSANA to your portfolio. That's your decision, okay? But I want you to just think about this. If people can really grasp what a big voter reward pool, I should say, the DGen voter bonus reward pool. If this thing gets enormous, what's going to happen to charts like this, right? And this is just the SOSANA chart. You guys know that every day there's new projects popping up. I mean, I've got what I call a gem finder group of just like 12 to 15 people that just find projects all the time on a regular basis. Every day, every other day, every week. They're constantly finding new projects, and some of them are really neat because that group is really just focused. And some of those, all those people now are part of our project, and they're saying, man, I'm going to nominate this token in there. And don't you think it's going to be a neat synergy that we create? Not only a safe haven, a great place for you where you can potentially grow a portfolio, and in some cases grow a free portfolio by just having $50 in SOSANA sitting in your wallet because you voted for the winning token, right? But don't you think it's going to create a place where all of the people who have been wrecked, who have been abused by these devs that really don't care about their projects, and all of another problem is the brand new people coming into crypto that don't understand crypto. And you see these faces, these to me are the faces. These faces here are the faces of what brand new people in crypto, they're not used to these projects. They've never been rugged before, right? So they have this naivete. Wouldn't it be nice to bring those people into a community like SOSANA, where they're safe, there's strength in numbers, and they can actually forge these nominated tokens through the fire of a round of voting, where people can choose the most quality project they can and get rewarded for picking the winning token. Folks, we believe this is going to create that, and you are so, in my opinion, not financial advice, I believe you are so in the beginning of this project. Listen, 116 holders, guys, nothing. Okay, I can see this. I can honestly believe that this could be a top 100 project on the coin market cap. I believe, honestly, I believe it could go even much further than that. Okay, I really believe the potential of that. You guys have heard our explanation of what this is, my explanation of it. I want you to, put in the comments what you think. I want you to, tell us, ask any questions, add any comments, join our Telegram. Everything's in the description. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel also, because we're a growing community and we want you to continue to help us grow and get the word out about this amazing solution to the Solana ecosystem, which we think is in trouble. Not the Solana Network. Don't get me confused. The Solana Network is awesome. Solana has created an amazing project, but the SOSANA ecosystem has tried to take advantage of that. Okay, because SOSANA, they have these amazingly low gas fees, incredibly fast transactions. I mean, all the things about the Solana network are amazing. But what we want to do is we want to coincide that with super quality projects and a safe haven and a home for people that are really looking for a way to build their portfolio on this amazing network. So I hope that makes sense to you. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, and we look forward to hearing from you.